Welcome everybody to another Dialed In Racing League season event, season 4, race 13, Iowa Speedway. A little short track action going on out there tonight. And as per usual, Keith Mayatu is going to start on the pole tonight. We're looking about 5 minutes to go till green after this qualifying effort, and we'll get your grid out there on the field. So currently, your standings, if everything's based off of what I think it is, I'm going to go in and look and show you guys the current points. But Keith Mayatu, obviously off to a great lead. Had a great start to this season. Got a few wins under his belt. And then started off right on cue in the chase. Curious to see how this first elimination will go. If we can just bring that up on screen here. I'm trying to get the proper thing. All right, here we go. There's your current points standing. So Keith Mayatu, about 40 points ahead here. Exactly 40 points ahead of Anthony Pelican. Richard Holland in third. Brett Sommers fourth. Jeremiah Vincent fifth in points. I believe this will be the cutoff numbers after tonight. We'll be at, I think, we're eliminating 4 drivers. So there's 3 sections to this chase. But those are the current standings. And it's a guaranteed win and you're in for the playoffs. So let's see if anybody can nab this away. As we were describing earlier, had a great start to the season for Keith Mayatu, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. They're currently in taking the driver's meeting right now.
Leader crosses the line to start 51 will be the stage. Caution anytime after lap 45.
You might be able to faintly hear that, guys.
Pit road will close when the leader.
But basically what he's saying is the stage is going to end at lap 51. So his leader takes lap 50. That'll be the last lap of the first stage.
$5 to the highest non-playoff driver in the race. And I believe that's pretty much it. So good luck. For those of you, just make sure you continue to keep an eye on
basically it's impossible for me to talk while I'm listening to Nick, so I'm going to have to figure out why I could still hear him. Can't mute him anyway. So we'll get this figured out in just a moment. But yeah, I'm just a spectator in this event, so I think I'm hearing all the race admins is the only people I can hear. It's just strange how iRacing does that if I'm a spectator. But I don't want to completely mute chat because sometimes there's some interesting information being exchanged on track that I can hear. Once we get those engines roaring, though, I think it'll kind of cancel that out and I won't be able to hear it as much. Just very distracting for me trying to do any kind of race invocations. But essentially, this is your starting order. About 1:42 till green. And let's talk a little bit about Iowa Speedway. Iowa Speedway is basically considered a short track, very similar to Richmond Motor Speedway. Became part of the NASCAR main races back in 2006, where they started hosting events. I'd have to put Iowa in the top 10 of tracks that I like going to. For me personally, it's a very tight grooved bottom line racetrack, but you still have to use the brakes at some point during the run. And turn 4 wall will sneak up and bite you. So you have to be on point with every time you enter turn 4, where you're going to come out on that exit. Very similar to, like we said, Richmond, kind of a crossbreed between Richmond and Kentucky. No complaints for this track. A lot of these guys enjoy the place. And so long as you're not impatient with the guy in front of you, you'll find yourself up front. That's the main thing with these guys. They're going to have to save that right front tire and keep the fenders on it. If they go driving it too deep into the corner, they're going to push up the track and take the guy out next to him. And that's going to, eventually, that's going to lead to an early end to their race. All right, so we're getting down here on track. Looks like we're getting ready for your grid. See if we can get down there one lap till green, so. Give me a camera, please. Anybody. There we go. There's a camera. All right, let's go through your grid. Starting on the pole tonight, Keith Mayatu with a 23.53. And to his outside, you got that 76 machine, Brent Butler. Not very far back either, 0.04 of a second. So that guy's on point tonight, at least in qualifying. We'll see how consistent these boys can run up there. Third position, going to be Alex Pelican. That 46 dialed in racing machine. He's had a great season. Just got to get that eclipse moment, get that win. Winning you're in. To his outside, you got the 31 Richard Holland rocking a new paint scheme tonight. 33, Jordan Caskey going to start 5th tonight. Kevin Cornelius in 6th position. 7th, Chris Lockwood in that 84. His outside, Nick Gardner in 8th position. 9th place, Nicholas Starling. All purple, almost pink. The 12, John Schulzelski, going to round out your top 10. Looks like we're 1 to green here, so I'm not going to be able to make the whole grid. It's a pretty short track here. Kind of tough to get through the whole thing. With my camera's not working there at the very start, it was kind of tough to get through everyone, but... Oh, I guess we're 1 to green now. We can actually go and continue on. I was hoping that was the case, but my iRacing sim was telling me 1 to green. We got Dennis Steele, 11th position. Dallas Sullivan to his outside, the 69 machine in 12th. Brett Sommers, 13th place. Cody Williams in 14th. Blake Blomaker is going to be... Oh, boy. Got to get the right number there. Blake's going to be in the 15th position. Rick Fagone to his outside. Jeremiah Vincent, 25 machine. Seen him sneak up through the field a few times. 17th place. Anthony Pelican going to be in 18th tonight. It's unusual for him to be back this far. Maybe a late qualifying effort. Nate Ostrowski going to be in 19th. And Alan Dice in that 57 machine. Rounding out your field. Let's get up front here. Your leader's about to take the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. We're underway at Iowa. Race 3 of the chase. Keith Mayatu wasting no time getting down there to the bottom. That's pretty much where you got to be. But we're going to sit back here with Brent Butler, the guy that was closest to him in qualifying today. He's going to be chasing V-speed all night. We've seen it happen week in and week out, but he's just got to get those nerves and get consistent. If he can keep running those laps and hang on, maybe push Keith a little too far. You see they're already kind of gapping there a little bit, and a little bit higher entry for that 76 car. And that's going to open the door here for Alex Pelican. Didn't quite carry that momentum into the entry. And I tell you, Brent's pretty much leaving that door wide open, but I think it's going to be tougher said than done. It's just Alex can get to that inside. I think Brent's going to get a run off the corner each time they do that. Now you got Jordan Caskey, Richard Holland battling just behind that. I don't know. It's going to be a struggle to pass on the inside. It looks like these guys are working that outside line pretty good. Alex wasn't able to get it done. Richard Holland still peeking to the inside. Now he's getting passed by the 17. Maybe that outside line's where you want to be tonight. Kevin Cornelius moving up through the field. Put him in the top 10 this time by. Some of these guys being pretty aggressive here at the start, trying to get some spots before the tires wear out, but from the looks of things, we got lap 50, and that's the end of the stage. Richard Holland way up the track here. Looks like he's going to try to peek to the outside. Doing a little experimentation. Looks like he got one hell of a run here on the inside. He's getting a little close there on the inside line, though. Yep, outside line looks like you are where you want to be. These guys are getting massive gains there on the outside. Kevin Cornelius is sneaking up there. Let's go up here with Alex Pelican. He was kind of knocking on that door earlier. And Brett Butler took the lead away. We missed that. We had a little bit of an eclipse moment there. Brett Butler got around the 36. Now the 46 is trying to get by. Almost 3 wide coming off of 4. This top 5 is right on top of each other, and they've gotten around this 36. So Brent Butler put him up to P1, led that time by, but now he's got a hungry 46 on the back. Alex Pelican all over the back bumper. And then it's not too far back behind him that he's got cars racing. Jordan Caskey on the inside. Keith Mayatu on the outside. There's a peak for the lead right here. Looks like they might get away with it this time. Maybe get a lap lead. Nope. It's going to stay Brett Butler to your lead, but I'm telling you, Brent knew this from the start, that he was going to have to protect that outside in that second groove. And he's actually holding up Alex Pelican a little bit here on the exits. But Alex can't do anything with the run because his line is Brent's line. You just can't go anywhere with this right now. So I think Brent's going to lead a few more laps as long as he can hold that groove. And Alex is going to have to take it all the way to the bottom here and pray he doesn't get freight trained by the 17 and the 36. There's a hole there for him right now if he wanted to close the door. So Kevin Cornelius looking up, take away P3 here. And already we've seen some shuffling up here for these guys trying to figure out where they want to be. And I tell you what, Keith Mayatu is all over the back bumper of that 76 car. He got to the inside, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull this one off. It's going to be tough down there. Kevin Cornelius all over that back bumper. I think Brent is just saving his stuff here, backing it up a little bit more than the rest of the field. These guys haven't settled down yet. I'd like to go through the field and give you some more racing back there. Maybe show you some of these guys that have been duking it out for the last 15 laps, but this lead pack, man, they won't get off each other, and Brett Butler's holding on. Keith Mayatu's trying to take it away. It's gonna be an adventure here, guys. I don't know. This is the only battle I see here in the top 10. And it's directly for the lead. I think that's where you want it to be. Brent Butler just about let him open that slide job there. But the more these boys race side by side, I'm telling you, it's going to burn up their stuff. We might see another leader up here in just a moment. Kevin Cornelius has been wearing that bumper out. I think Mayatsu's going to have to concede this one here. Try to fall in line. Maybe let it happen after the stage break. He can start on that outside line. He's not giving up, though. He wants to be up there. He started on the pole. And Brent Butler, like we said, was 0.04 of a second, so not much separating those two. And you got Kevin Cornelius, who started in a 5th or 6th position, rather, and he's worked his way up. He's been battling for second now. Going back here, look at your 5th place driver, Jordan Caskey. He's kind of sitting back watching these guys burn up their stuff or whatever's going to happen here. Still got 30 to go in the stage. And these guys are considering going 3 wide in front of him, so he's in no hurry to get up there and run his stuff into the dirt. Maybe wait till the last 10 or so, start picking these guys off. Behind him, you got Richard Holland, that 31, rocking that new Outcast paint scheme. He was up there battling for 4th position at one point, but I think he got trapped down there on that inside, and we got contact between the 17 possibly. Got a new leader who's all the way up near the fence, and there's a touch in the 76 and the 46. Kevin Cornelius leading that time by. A little contact, I think, sent the 36 car down to the inside. He lost a few spots. So he's fallen back to the 6th position, maybe back up to 5th now. These guys rubbing the wall back here. The rest of the field's been catching up to him. Holland's pinned down there where he doesn't want to be, and Mayatu looking to capitalize on what just happened to the 17 and 76. He was able to get to the outside, and now that's where you want to be, I think. They're going to get by Alex Pelican here on the outside. In his top 5 battle, started on lap 1, hasn't stopped since. We're on lap 24 of 150, and these guys are acting like it's the last race in the chase. They're pushing for that lead hard. Kevin Cornelius, still your leader right now. Now he's got the 33 behind him of Jordan Caskey, who's peeking the inside, protecting that second groove. I think that's a smart move. If you're Caskey, you want to run that bottom, but that's only to get air on the nose. Once you get up there and get a run on him, I don't know that it's going to benefit you. I think you're going to have to pass on the outside. You might have to drive it a little bit higher than you can see. Mayatu's trying that 3rd lane. But you got to be really careful you don't run it up into the wall here. All right, here it is. Here's a big run by the 33. Pushed it hard on the exit. Still not enough. It's going to be tough to get an inside groove. I'm telling you guys, might have to time it just right. Get that run on the entry to get to the outside. I don't foresee inside passing working. Unless you maybe move the guy a little bit. So we're back here to Alex Pelican running in the 6th position right now. Brett Butler was leading a few laps right in front of him. I think there might have been some contact, or maybe a touch with the wall in the 76, but he's since recovered, got it stabilized. Back here to the 16 car, Nick Gardner running in the 7th position. Dialed in racing. Good to see him back after a little bit of a hiatus there. He had some business travels for work and made it back just in time here for Iowa. Was actually here for the last broadcasted event that we had at Nashville. And just behind him, Nick Starling. An 07 machine. 8th place for him tonight. Looking pretty solid. This field, man, the top 10 is right on top of each other. You got Chris Lockwood back here. Kind of get a feel for where he started. He's not really moved up. He's not really moved back. Just kind of setting the pace right now. I think these guys have been battling it out up front still. Kevin Cornelius. Keith Mayatu getting by on the outside of Kasky. Kasky looks like he's getting a little bit loose. So we got some shuffles up here. Let's go on board with Richard Holland, see what that 33 is doing in front of him. Looks like he got a little bit loose the last time out of 4. Now he's chasing it up the track. Keith Mayatu getting to the inside up there in the front. Kevin Cornelius is under fire now. Boy, they're right on top of each other. Side by side, coming out of 4, Keith Mayatu moving up to P2. Was battling up there with the leaders, trying to get back to that lead. About 0.2 of a second off now. Jordan Kasky's going to fall back to 4th. Richard Holland up to 3rd now. Looks like Kasky's struggling. That inside line is not where you want to be. I've tried to make assessments here with the way they were getting by these first 35 laps, and it looks like you want to be in that second groove, especially late in the run. You might make it work the first 5 or 6 laps, but second groove definitely the way around this place tonight. So let's go back to this 46 machine. We saw him up in the top 5, but it seems like it was too little too late racing that inside line. He's back there with the 98, who's made an outstanding move up to the front. Put him in the top 10 here as he goes by his brother. Anthony Pelican, top 10 start. Well, he's actually started in 18th tonight, but he's picking them off one at a time, put him in P10. And another guy that's kind of moving through the field, Dallas Sullivan. Guy that's kind of fallen, I don't know, he's kind of stayed stationary here tonight. Cody Williams. That 4 car had a good feel for what he was going to do last week, where he cracked that top 3 in the last race that I broadcasted. I apologize. Still looking for the RPY file to get some of these races made up. I'll go back and rebroadcast them. No post-race interviews, unfortunately, but I will go back and try to capture some of the moments in those races. I just need the replay files to get those all done for you. Life's been very turbulent here the past few weeks. A lot of things going on. And yeah, just trying to get my ducks in a row here before I decide what I'm going to do. For those of you that didn't know, I was a broadcaster only up until recently that I do it full time, try to do things for other leagues and everything, and my employment changed. My life changed. Father recently passed away. So things have just been all over the place for me from the start of 2022. But nonetheless, I try to get them done, trying to do my best here. And I appreciate you guys coming out and spending your time in these broadcasts, sharing, liking, subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. And I'd like to thank everybody at Dialed In Racing League that comes here. And we got a car really loose there on the inside, Chris Lockwood. He chased that thing all the way to the bottom of the track. Riding on board with him right now. Looks like he's going to fall back to the 9th position. So there's another spot for Anthony Pelican. Let's go up here to the leader. Kevin Cornelius still leading. Looks like he might get the stage here. We got 8 laps to go. Leader takes lap 50. He's just keeping it smooth here. There's your points leader right behind him. Kevin Cornelius. Not currently in the chase, but the highest chase driver or non-chase driver to finish tonight gets an extra $5 towards their winnings for the season. So a little bonus incentive for these guys to stick with it that aren't in the chase. And right now, Kevin Cornelius is in the hot seat. He's in the right spot for a little bit of money. 44 out of 150. Through your top 10, Kevin Cornelius, your leader. Keith Mayatu in second. Richard Holland in third. And he's a close third. These guys are right on top of each other. I think anything can happen here in these next 5 laps. Behind him, Jordan Caskey. I think he started to move his line up a little bit, learn that higher groove. So he's starting to catch back up to these boys. And then your leader earlier in this race nabbed it away from the 36, and since then, Keith Mayatu hasn't had it back. This was the first guy to do it tonight, Brent Butler. 4 laps to go here. Nick Gardner right behind him. Good to see him having a solid race tonight. He's just outside the top 5, working on it. Anthony Pelican picking his way through this field. Put him up to 7th position. Just got around Nicholas Starling. Tight group of cars back there just inside the top 10. So there's Nick Starling. We were just talking about his awesome paint scheme. Pretty vibrant, pretty noticeable here in the broadcast. He's able to maintain 8th position so far here. Chris Lockwood, that was chasing that car down the track earlier. We're going to put him in 9th position right now. And just behind him, got his hands full, struggling to keep that top 10. Alex Pelican. He's got 2 hungry cars behind him that went up there, and I think he can hold him off for 2 more laps. He's going to have it. But let's get it back up here to the leader. Kevin Cornelius. Still maintaining that gap, about 0.3 of a second. Lap 49 coming by this time around. He's got to do it 2 more times, and he'll be your stage winner. Looks like Keith Mayatu got pinned down there in that bottom. Might have used it up a little bit. And this is great for the 17 if he wants to get this stage. White flag is out for this stage. There's a little push from the 36. You can see him. He's giving it his all, and he had to lift off there too. I think Kevin Cornelius is going to have this one locked up. Little bit of ground made up maybe there, but there it is right there. Kevin Cornelius, your stage winner. Close second, the 36 of Mayatu. Richard Holland, 3rd place. Jordan Caskey in 4th. Nick Gardner, 5th. Here's your field after that first stage. What a run. These top 5 drivers just all over the place. We had guys running 3 different lines trying to get that lead away, and Kevin Cornelius was able to prevail. Congratulations to that driver on that stage victory. And I'm guaranteeing we're going to have pit stops here. Cornelius is going to lead them down. Everyone coming in to elect to take tires here. Pretty long pit road for these guys. See all the way back to Dennis Steele. 33 at Kasky might have missed the box by just an inch there. Here's the race off pit road. Let's see who wins it. Kevin Cornelius beats the 36 out. Richard Holland, third. Looks like we're kind of staying the same. I think Chris Lockwood gained a few spots here. Cody Williams is able to get in that top 10 there just before the stage ended. Got around Alex Pelican. Dallas Sullivan was working on him too. Southern boys battling back there. So Cody Williams in the top 10. There's Brett Sommers. Put him in 10th position now. So a guy that lost a few spots on the track and on pit road. Actually, a couple different guys lost some positions. This car really fell off. Anthony Pelican must have had some troubles on pit road. We saw all that work that Anthony did during that last run. Looks like he got a speeding penalty actually on pit road. So he's going to fall all the way back to the 20th position. All these cars were able to maintain the lead lap performance. There's no lucky dog. Actually, we had one car, I think, that did go a lap down here. But I can't find the number. There's the car right there. I think John Strzelski maybe stayed out to lead a lap. Trying to find this 12 car. Yeah, he's in pit now, so I think he got his lap back. All right. So we're coming up on 1 to green. Kevin Cornelius, your leader. Lights are about to go out on the pace car this time by. And you can hear this guy, he's clutching it. Trying to maintain as much fuel as he can. That's what you got to do. You got to have that mindset. Now, if he can protect this outside line, make Keith try to pass on the inside, burn up those tires a little bit. It's interesting he elected to start on the inside line. Maybe that's where they want to be for the first 10. I don't really know what this ARCA car does here at Iowa. Let's get a backstretch shot here. Show you this field. It's going to be Kevin Cornelius, Keith Mayatu, Richard Holland, Nick Gardner up to 4th place. Brent Butler, Jordan Kasky, Nicholas Starling, Chris Lockwood, Cody Williams, Brett Sommers, your top 10. Dallas Sullivan 11th, Jeremiah Vincent 12th, Alan Dice 13th, Rick Fagone 14th, 15th, Alex Pelican, Nate Ostrowski, Dennis Steele, John Solzelski, Anthony Pelican, Blake Blomaker, and there's the green flag. Kevin Cornelius hits the loud pedal, and we're back live at Iowa, 2nd stage of the race. And there they go into 1. Kevin Cornelius wasted no time. Big checkup back there. Richard Holland kind of grouped the field there on that start. Brent Butler, Jordan Kasky, kind of on top of each other here to start off. Kasky's taking it to the bottom. Looks like it's got some short-term gains. Lucas Oil Products on the hood of that car. We saw him get a win at Lucas Oil Speedway, but since then it's been a drought. He would love to get up there and lead some of these laps, maybe take a win away. We got some battling going on back here. Brett Sommers peeking to the outside of the 4 car. Cody Williams. Jeremiah Vincent back there. He's duking it out. Looks like Looks like Vincent and Anthony Pelican, they're going to try to work their way back up through this field. Anthony's already up to 14th. Might have caught some guys sleeping there on that restart. Now he's up to 13th position. He's wasting no time getting by these boys. Getting around Dallas Sullivan here. So we watched the 98 go from about 18th place earlier up to the top 10. Now he's going from 20th up to 12th in less than 2 laps. This guy is on the hunt. He's in true chase form right now. A guy we haven't talked much about tonight, Alan Dice, just outside that top 10. Trying to get around Brett Sommers to take 10th away. That's your Daytona winner. There he is, peeking to the inside. Looks like he's got a little bit of a run. There's the slide job. Great move there by Dice. Let's go up here at Nicholas Starling, Chris Lockwood. Cody Williams were battling it out just a moment ago. There's some side-by-side coming off of turn 4. Now we're side-by-side up there in the front. Richard Holland to the inside of Keith Mayatu and Jordan Caskey. They've moved this line up one groove, but the inside still doesn't seem where you want to be. Regardless of how far you move it up, inside line not working. Caskey's able to get by. Look at the run they get off the exits. Brent Butler trying to get back up there where he belongs. He just started outside of that pole. Now Caskey is going to look to the inside of Mayatu, who is all over the back of Kevin Cornelius now. Side by side for second place. We've seen this as kind of a wash and repeat cycle. Anybody on that inside is going to have their work cut out for him. Mayatu, little hiccup here by the 17. It's going to allow him to get right to that bumper. Boy, Caskey's not giving up. He just keeps getting that run on the inside. All the way to the bottom this time. Looks like he's going to try to pull a slide job here. Don't think it's there yet. All the way to the bottom again, driving it deep down in there. The door's just not wide enough yet. He's really going to have to slam it shut if he's going to get up in there. Cornelius kind of backed up a little bit that time by. Now the door's completely closed. No hole. 33 is going to have to move it back up. And this is opening up the door for the 31 again. That 31 can get his nose up there behind the 36. Caskey's going to find himself in 4th. What a drive down in. He's way loose off of 4, but man, is he sticking it down in there. And Holland did exactly what he needed to do, put that nose up there, and he's going to pin that 33 down there. Kasky driving his heart out, trying to get away with the lead here. Driving lower than anyone else on this track right now. Man, is he trying to make that work. He's still down there, and it looks like Mayatu actually got a little loose that time by. Backed up to 31. So Kasky's making some headway again. Meanwhile, the entire time this is going down, Kevin Cornelius looking in his mirror, loving what he's seeing. These guys battling for second. Right now, your current leading the most laps, Kevin Cornelius. It's close between Brent Butler and Keith Mayatu, but this guy right now, class of the field, 17 car. Putting it down out there at Iowa Speedway. We're on lap 74 of 150. About 0.3 of a second separating your leader. And Kasky still not giving up on that inside, working inside of Richard Holland, moved it up a line now. Oh boy, they got close off of 4 though. Brent Butler trying to stick the nose in there. Didn't want to let that 33 get back up in front of him. They're getting really close. They're flirting with that wall up there. They've moved the line almost 3 grooves up from where they started. But you can see that top line starting to rubber up. So they're searching for grip. They're moving it up a little bit higher each time. Eventually, they're going to run out of track, and you're going to see some of these guys start hitting that turn 4 wall like we talked about. That's the deceitful portion of this race. Chris Lockwood, side by side right now. Anthony Pelican to his inside. Anthony had a lot of speed there at the start. It's kind of fizzled out. He was picking them off one at a time, but now he's getting up here in this traffic that runs a little bit higher line. I think it's going to be more of a struggle here. You see him planting it down there. A little bit lower than Lockwood, all the way to the bottom of the track. Touched that apron for a second. You got Alan Dice trying to get back in the top 10. Really quiet night for this car right here. It's a 10-car Rick Fagone. Nothing upsetting about how he's getting around this place, but I know he'd like to have a better race here tonight. He's going to have to pick off a few spots. Brent Butler, who's far ahead of him here, is just behind him in points. By only 2 points separating them, so if Ricky wants to maintain that 6th place in the points, he's going to have to pick off some spots. But here it is, your top 3. Kevin Cornelius, Keith Mayatu, Richard Holland. Kasky's falling off a little bit. And then not too far back from Kasky, we got Brent Butler. But this top 3, about the same story as we were seeing earlier in the first stage. Kevin Cornelius holding his own up there. Oh, and there's the wall. No way did Kevin Cornelius hit that. He's still riding it there off of 2. Tough break for that 17. Just lost 4 spots. Coming down. Oh, he's going to touch the 76. Just lost. Oh, wow. Lost the lead all the way back to almost 5th now. That right side, just a bad entry. Let's go back that previous lap here. Right on board. Just got a little bit too close to that safer barrier. Decent recovery though. He's back to 4th place. Your new leader, 36, Keith Mayatu. Behind him, Richard Holland. Holland can smell the lead. There's the guy. Started on the pole, found his way back up there. Tell you what, that 17 car is fast. He's already back to the rear bumper of the 33. He's filling up that mirror. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that outside of the 17, so he should be able to maintain, maybe work his way back up there, get on and off pit road the right way. He can recover nicely from this. He's just got to have no more mistakes from here on out. Back here to Brent Butler. He's got the 16 behind him. Nick Gardner trying to get in that top 5. We saw him getting really close to that top 5 there at the end of stage 1. In fact, coming off pit road, Nick Gardner came out 4th. I think he's kind of a mid-run car where he starts to turn it on. Once these guys start using up their stuff, he starts to make headway, and only about 2.5 seconds back from the leaders. He's got his work cut out for him, but the way he's been driving consistent here tonight, very doable for Nick Gardner to get up in that top 5, maybe sneak up in that top 3, and who knows what else. Nick Starling, see Cody Williams battling the 98 of Anthony Pelican, taking it to the inside. This is for 8th place, side by side. And now that we've seen that high groove be ran down, I think the bottom is going to be the place to be now for some of these drivers. Anthony really making it work. Got around Cody pretty easy. We got a spinner back there. 46 car, Alex Pelican. Lost it off of turn 4. Still trying to get it under control. Single car spin with 60 to go. See if we can get an instant replay of what just happened there. See him coming off of turn 4. We've seen it just outside the frame when it happened. Really loose, just lost the air off the spoiler. Previously had a little touch with the wall there. That right rear getting a little bit angry for the 46 car. And now we have pit stops. 36, Keith Mayatu leading them down here. See who wins this race off of pit road. There they go. Keith Mayatu wins the race off pit road. Richard Holland, Jordan Caskey, Kevin Cornelius, really close. But there's your leader right there. So single car spin, only caution tonight other than our stage caution. Great job by these drivers, 20 cars on the field. Chris Lockwood is out of the race. Must have had some technical difficulties for that 84 car. We're going to step away with a quick commercial break. We'll be joining you guys back here. We'll take the last 55 laps here of this race and see where we go. This is Drivers Network America Dialed In Racing League. We'll be back right after this. We're back live. Bradley Cooper, Drivers Network America. We're at Iowa Speedway, Dialed In Racing League. About to go green with 55 laps to go. Keith Mayatu, your leader right now, up there showing him why he's the points leader. Kevin Cornelius led the most laps so far in this race, but he's back in fourth position after a little brush up with the wall. We got Richard Holland to the outside of the leader and Jordan Caskey, who's been fighting to get by these guys all race long. Brent Butler led a few laps. We're getting ready to go green. It's going to be interesting. Guys, this top five has been fun to watch all race long. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to wind this thing down. Green flag is out. Keith Mayatu leading them off.
Green.
And Richard Holland, a little bit asleep at the wheel there on that start. And he's going to let Caskey get by. Caskey's been working on getting by him all race long. Holland way back. Oh, we got Kevin Cornelius with a spin. 17 into the 16. Big jumble up behind him. Is everyone going to slip through? Oh, we got the 46 sliding as well. Wow, some of these guys just barely sneaking through that. Instant replay. I think we're going to ride on board with some of these boys. I think the car we're going to ride on board with right here. 07 Nicholas Starling. Boy, did he get a face full of this 17 car. Hit the outside wall. So the 07 involved in this. Wow, that was close. Let's go back one more time. This is Kevin Cornelius is on board. You're going to hear this thing snap loose. right down into the 16. This is like probably the worst part of the track. Let's go on board with the 57 of Alan Dice. Wow, did he sneak through there. All right, one more time. Kevin Cornelius just gets really loose off turn 2. And Nick Gardner has nowhere to go. Another car that sneaked through it right there. So 3 cars really involved in that directly, but we get a little car count for you. 16 of Nick Gardner involved, 17 Kevin Cornelius. Little chip on the 7 car as well. And I'm not really sure what happened to Alex Pelican back there. Maybe he locked it down. Yeah, he locked it down. Wasn't sure where these guys... This brake pedal must be 100% sensitivity on that front brake bias, but no touch to the wall, so... All right, so through your field here, this guy struggling, led all those laps, but now he's back in traffic. Looks like that car is very upset with that. He might have to take it a little bit easier on it this next go around. So we just had that commercial break, and during that break, sent some links out. Currently the broadcast showing a goose egg. Not sure if YouTube's broken or what's going on with my link, but we'll see what happens here. Trying to pick up the viewer count a little bit. I know it's not been good for me personally to be inconsistent and missing some of these races, so. But if you are in chat, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, leave a like, share the broadcast, even subscribe if you can. Does me a lot of good, helps out this league, get some notoriety, helps them grow. And ultimately, justifies what I'm doing here on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And it'll justify the season of this 36 who's just put on a clinic here the past 5-6 weeks. It was under a little bit of threat there at the start, but he's since turned it around. Keith Mayatsu, where he wants to be. Going to take the green with about 48 to go. The lights are going to go out on this pace car here this time by. None of these guys electing to pit during that last caution. Still pretty fresh tires. Let's see how this shakes out. You got Keith Mayatsu, Jordan Caskey, Richard Holland, Brett Butler, Cody Williams up to 5th. Nicholas Starling 6th, 7th Anthony Pelican, Alan Dyson 8th, Nick Gardner 9th. Had that little bump with the 17. And Dallas Sullivan in 10th place. The guy that's kind of picked off some spots after that caution. Rick Fagone able to sneak through there, and I tell you what, Cody Williams saw his whole race flash before his eyes. Nicholas Starling clipped that wall. But here we go, getting ready to go green. There it is, Jordan Caskey, a little bit closer this time for Richard Holland. Keith Mayatsu already under fire by the 33, diving it down deep. Side by side for the lead. Caskey wasting no time trying to get down there. Boy, is he working that wheel. Let's show you that on board with him real quick. You can see him off the corner, taking it about 30 degrees to the right. With the offset and the stagger, this car, that's probably about 90 degrees to the right, and that counter steer, he's working it hard.
Yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag is out. We've had another caution. Let's see if we can figure out where this was. I think the 17 car is struggling here. This track has changed, and it's not been in his favor. Car's not handling like it wants to. Like he wants it to. And I think that's our second caution, our third caution here tonight. Let's go back and see if we can find an instant replay of this. There he is, Kevin Cornelius coming into turn 4. They just snapped loose on him. Completely snapped loose. I don't even think he had a warning that that car was stepping out on him. Maybe a little bit, but man, that thing was just kind of hanging out like it usually steps off the corner. Wow, did it snap loose on him. Nice recovery on that 360 move, but style points won't do you much good here in the chase. Yeah, 0 warning for that car snapping free. We got cars electing to pit again. Guy's struggling tonight, trying to get some adjustments here, trying to figure out what's going on. You got about 8 or 9 cars here on pit road. Nick Gardner on pit road. Kevin Cornelius obviously burned that right rear clean off that thing. Rick Fagone electing to pit. 69, Dallas Sullivan. So maybe this is a little bit of strategy. These guys kind of sitting back here outside the top 10 thinking, well, if I get some fresh tires, we get 44 laps into this run, I might find myself faster than some of these guys. Maybe the inside will work for him. Hoping all the best. We can go clean and green. We raced the first portion of this race really clean, especially with that top 5 battling like they were. Nobody really getting into each other. But how about this guy right here? He's done it twice tonight, from the back of the field to the front. He's in the top 5 now, Anthony Pelican. Tell you what, I was in a little bit of the worries for him, for his chase. But he's turned this race around. And with 43 to go, he's looking at the leaders. He's got a shot to go up there and win this thing. Then we're looking at a very hungry Jordan Caskey. He's been in a drought. He's wanted to get a win. Your pole sitter in front of him, current leader, Keith Mayatsu. We've had interviews with both these guys with a 1-2 finish several times. Caskey very aggressive on this restart. And then the guy that nabbed the lead away by about lap 15. He's looking for some points tonight. Brent Butler currently sitting 7th in points. He can get a win here. It's really going to capitalize on what he's got going on. 2 points back from Rick Fagone. About 4 points back from Jeremiah Vincent, that's in the top 5 in points. Lights are out on the pace car, getting ready to go green. Still 19 cars out here in this field. I can guarantee you some of these boys have been saving fuel during these cautions. They're going to run it to the end. It's right on board with Keith Mayatu. We'll go crank it up a little bit here for this restart. Turn that volume up just a little bit, guys. Hope you guys have earplugs. It's about to get really loud. Crank it up.
Green flag, green flag.
In big trouble.
Flag is out.
Big crash here. We were riding on board with Nick Gardner. Happened right in front of him. The 12 car, John Schulzelski, got loose off of 4. That's 69 destroyed there. He can't even get that thing to move. Dallas Sullivan getting the brunt of all that. That front end is buried in the dirt. He's going to have to tow to pits. All right, let's get a replay of what happened. We saw it pretty much live action there. Back it up just a little bit more. There's the 12 getting loose. Wow, they took that 69 car to the outside wall. Rick Fagone getting involved in that. Man. They tore the whole control arm out of that right side. What a hard lick to the outside wall for that 69. Let's go on board for the 12 real quick. Go back and ride in the roll bar here. Some of these guys able to sneak through. Oh, the 14 was getting loose there too. He was able to save it. Oh man, the 72. Lake Blomker. He just barely got involved in that, but just about missed it here. We had 2 cars simultaneously loose. That might have actually saved the 14 from getting involved in this. About 6 cars involved in that wreck. And I'm not sure what happened here. If Richard Holland just elected to pit, but he fell back. He's got Cody Williams back here with him in 13th, 14th position. Maybe a little strategy from these guys. Maybe because of all these cautions, they're not going to be able to make it on fuel. I believe they are waving the green. We should have been taking 1 to green here. Might be sorting out the EOL. But I tell you what, this is very frustrating for this top 5 group of drivers. Especially if you had a strategy worked out with where you wanted to pit. And the race was going pretty clean and green there in the start. Since then, the track is kind of waxed up. I think there's a lot of rubber buildup on that bottom groove. Track's cooled down. Tires are cold. Some of these guys, it's kind of shocking coming off of turn 4 how many guys have gotten loose. So we're going to have to be mindful of that. If we're going to tame down the racing, we're just going to have to back up those corners and maybe ease back on that throttle on the exit. Because this thing is not giving much warning. Just need to get a hold of a few people tonight. But here we are, 1 to green. Keith Mayatsu, Jordan Kasky, Anthony Pelican up to 3rd. Brent Butler actually in scoring 3rd position, but not on my ticker. Alan Dice, Jeremiah Vincent, Brett Sommers. Got the 14 and Nate Ostrowski up there. Dennis Steele in 9th position. Nicholas Starling rounding out your top 10. Here we go, getting ready to go green again. Green flag is out. Keith Mayatsu wasting no time.
Green.
I think there's going to be a lot of racing behind him, though. A lot of guys grouped up here. Jeremiah Vincent and Brett Sommers battling. This is for 6th position. Alan Dice currently running in 5th. Thought about some 3 wide there, the 14 and 25. Sommers is going to have to concede here. Now they're really thinking about it in front of them. Kasky was up there taking the fire to Mayatsu. Here they come off of turn 2. For the lead. Kasky working hard again. Just can't get it done on that bottom. Let's go back here. Anthony Pelican working his way through the field. Alex Pelican, apologize. He's got some guys that have a little bit fresher tires behind them, so maybe Alex pitted with these boys. See Richard Holland looking the inside of Nate Ostrowski. The guy that got caught up in that accident just a moment ago, Nick Gardner. He's just inside the top 10. So the one fast repair was used by quite a few of these drivers after that one. Tough break for Dallas Sullivan. He's back out there, but he lost a ton of time. He's 3 laps down. Anything can happen, though. He can get those laps back. Let's go back up here. Look at this guy running in 3rd. Anthony Pelican turning it around. Had a tough qualifying effort. Worked his way up into the top 10. Pit road speeding penalty went back to 20th. Worked his way all the way back up to the top 3, and with 25 laps to go. What a race for this guy. He probably feels like he passed 1 million cars out there. Just behind him, Brent Butler. Haven't quite seen the fire that we saw in the start of the race for him. Still maintaining a top 5 though. Good points day for the 76 machine. That's what you got to do to maintain the chase. We're winding down the laps. 23 at the line here left. Currently your highest driver outside of the chase, eligible for that $5 bonus. To Alan Dice, your Daytona winner, running in the 5th position. Close behind him, though, is that 7 car. If he could get up there and take that away. And we got some hard racing back here. Jeremiah Vincent trying to hold on. At 07, he's going to freight train behind him. Richard Holland and Alex Pelican. Don't think I'd want to be down there right now. We start winding this down. It's going to be tough for some of these guys that elected to pit. Holland keeps peeking that outside on Alex here. He's looking the inside now. The run's there if he can take it. Almost a slide job for the 31. Might have to drive it in a little bit deeper this time, a little deeper than he wants to, but there he is. Now he's going to move to the outside. Great move by the 31 car. Alan Dice getting by the 76, trying to take it up to P4. He had a run there on the inside for just a moment. And Anthony Pelican passing Jordan Caskey. There's a battle for second. "16 laps to go." Your leader, Keith Mayatsu. Looking back here, the battle between Caskey and Anthony Pelican. Then you get a battle even further back. Alan Dice under fire now. Richard Holland trying to get by the 76, get up there in the 4th position. Looks like they're going to get around out Alan Dice here. Oh my goodness, this 31 is dicing his way through. Lack of a better term. Cutting them up, 1 car at a time. And it looks like this tire advantage working in the 31's favor. Didn't quite get enough there on the exit of 4, but I think we're going to see another one of those slide jobs where he's just going to dive it down in deeper, and there he goes. Richard Holland holding on P4. Alan Dice trying to take back 5th place. And this guy too, moving up through really quick. Got a lot of traffic in front of him though. You've got a mix of cars that have fresh tires, and wow, is he loose off of 4. Cody Williams pinned down there on the bottom. Not where he wants to be right now, I'm sure of it. Alan Dice almost clips the wall. 7 car has to kind of swerve to avoid it. Good heads up driving by Nicholas Starling to not get into the 57. It's like Alan Dice may be struggling a little bit here later with 10 to go. And now Cody Williams up to 5th place. So I would say a good call by some of these guys that were outside the top 10 taking tires. Look at the ground they're making up. Richard Holland really making up some ground on that 33 in front of him. 9 laps to go. This is for a podium spot currently. I think this will be the closest battle for a podium. I don't think Holland has enough time to get up there and catch Anthony Pelican, but I think by 2-3 laps left to go, Holland will be at the bumper of this 33, and I think we're going to have a battle on our hands. See Anthony Pelican taking it all the way to the bottom there. Trying to find some ground to make up. Keith Mayatu still your leader. Solid races. Consistency. Talks about it every week. Here he is again. Just biding his time. Waiting for that clean air all race long. Here he is about 1.5 seconds ahead, coming up on 5 to go. Anthony Pelican drove his heart out. He's passed everyone but the leader tonight. Solid performance for him. The speed he shows, unbelievable. That's not generic in any form. This guy just driving through the field, it's incredible to watch, and he deserves this 2nd place finish for all that hard work. But there's the battle we were talking about. Knew it was going to be a factor here with 4 laps to go. And Richard Holland make it work on the bottom. He's got Cody Williams right behind him. The slightly fresher tires. But I can tell you what, Kasky's not going to give it up. You got Cody Williams right on the bumper as well, looking to capitalize on this situation. It's going to be a tough one. 2 laps to go. All the way on the bottom for the 4 car. He's looking to get more than just 1 spot. White flag is out. Here's a really close battle for 3rd place. Richard Holland backing it up a little bit. Oh boy, here goes Cody Williams all the way to the bottom. See if he can do it. Really close battle. Great run. Great race. Your winner tonight, the 36, Keith Mayatu. Anthony Pelican. Just congratulations to this driver. I feel like he's the winner of the race. Not to take anything away from Keith, but man, just to come back from that. Incredible. And then Jordan Caskey in third place. Already parked it down there. Let's see if we can get him to burn it down. 36 car. Going to park long ways here on this finishing line. Well, Kevin Cornelius is going to congratulate him for that one. All right, we're going to go post-race here. We'll get your driver interviews. Drivers Network America. Another great broadcast, great race at Iowa Speedway. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. We've caught up with your race winner tonight, Keith Mayatu. Boy, buddy, did you have your work cut out for you tonight?
Yeah, it wasn't an easy one, that's for sure. Everyone was taking some shots. I had to take a few of my own shots, try to get by, but it was a fun race.
We watched it clean and green for that first stage and probably about the first half of the second stage. But it seemed like anybody that stabbed that outside and maintained that just kind of blocked up the field. You couldn't get by. Looked like it was tight early on in the race. What was that secret that you were just kind of biding your time there?
The secret was Kevin hit the wall. He gave you the lead because I was trying to save, like, when I on that first run there, I was on the bottom for a long time, so I killed the right front. It was done after that, and then going back up to the top, I was just riding, just pacing myself, and unfortunately, Kevin made a mistake of hitting the wall going into one, and that's what gave me the lead. And then after that, I kind of stayed there. But yeah, the car was way too tight on the bottom, especially in 3 and 4. It wouldn't rotate there.
So adaptively, you're sitting pretty in the points, man. You're about 50 ahead, and this win pretty much guarantees that you're in the next stage of the playoffs. But looking into next week, we got a lot of short tracks and weird tracks that we don't normally run at. We're going to be running at Bristol next week. Is this in your wheelhouse? You got something for these guys to start it off?
I'm gonna try. Anything can happen, Chrome bumper is the chrome horn's available to anyone, so I'm sure someone would like me out of the way.
Yeah, this it's definitely the track for it and that bump and run. But man, you put on a great race tonight, and I thought you were gonna have that 17 up there to battle with. But yeah, like you said, he made an unfortunate mistake, and you just at the right place at the right time, capitalize on it. You got anybody you want to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Drivers Network America for sponsoring the series, yourself, Bradley, for the great job you do the broadcast, and everyone at Dialed In Racing. It was a great race tonight.
Oh yeah, man, and I say this every week, but we look forward to talking to you next week, man.
I'll try to keep it exciting. Have a good one.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right, there's your race winner, Keith Mayatsu. We're gonna catch up with your second place finisher. Let's get him on the track here. It's Anthony Pelican. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. I'll tell you what. I just interviewed the race winner, but I already said it on the broadcast. I feel like you passed 1,000 cars and you deserve the race win, man. You went from probably 18th tonight in qualifying, worked your way up into the top 10 there at the end of that stage, and then I think you had a pit road speeding penalty, put you back to 19th again, and you did it all over again. You passed everybody but the leader. How does it feel, dude?
Feels good to be able to do that, but come up one spot short. Kind of stinks a little bit, but I mean it is good. Everybody said it was tough to pass out there tonight, and to be able to come from the back to the front twice, basically, felt pretty good.
It was a hell of a drive. We watched you. I was kind of thinking at the start, a little bit of an off qualifying effort. Did you just make it late to grid, or what happened there?
Yeah, I was busy eating dinner.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Okay, don't get in the way of man's food. Probably would have been a different outcome had you been hungry racing out here with these boys.
Yeah, we do what we got to do though on a time constraint. So we did the best we could tonight. Got a lot of good points, so head to the next round with a good points too.
Well, you had a lot of speed in that 98 AC Delco machine. Not sure why it loaded that paint scheme tonight. It's supposed to be a dialed-in racing paint scheme, but nonetheless, man, great job. You deserve that second place, absolutely. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank for it tonight?
I'd like to thank the guys at Dialed In Racing. I'd like to thank you for putting on an awesome broadcast. I'd like to thank my wife for all the support she gives me.
Oh, yeah, man. We appreciate your time, Anthony, and we're looking forward to Bristol next week.
Yep, thank you. See you then.
All right, there's your second place finisher, and I'm looking for third place, Jordan Caskey. I'm not seeing him anywhere in Discord at all. So I think what we can do here, just to shake things up, I think we're going to talk to a guy that we don't talk to very often, just to get that third driver in there. We're going to pull up Nick Gardner, let him talk a little bit. Nick Gardner, you got a copy, buddy? 16, you got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, we just we couldn't find Jordan Caskey there. I don't know where he's hiding at or if he's in another Discord, but we just wanted to pull you up here, get your insight on the season so far. I know you and Anthony have been running this together, and we like to hear from the guys behind the scenes that do all this stuff. So any insight on tonight? I know you got caught up in some wrecks, but overall the league's been doing really well. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, man. I try to put in my time as much as I can when I have the time. But no, honestly, the league is actually done really well this year. We went with the approach this season to uh, get all the guys from multiple leagues that we've ran in instead of making a post about it, because we believe we wanted to get drivers that we know that could really um, give us a good race and everything else, and it's so much better than last season. Last season we um, man, they were I mean, it was just a caution fest, and man, this season has been so much smoother. The racing has been so much better. I mean, yeah, like at short tracks like tonight, you have your accidents, like three cautions, four cautions, it happens. But um to have the racing that we have and the respect that the drivers have, been giving each other, it's been pretty good, man. And I'm really proud of the way this season has gone. And uh if I had more time, I would keep it going. Obviously, I don't know how much longer or when we would start back up again. I guess we'll see where things are at that point. But man, right now we're kind of just enjoying what we're doing and what we see as far as on the broadcast and throughout the race. Man, it's been really cool.
It has been great, and especially from a spectator's point of view, to be able this late in a chase to maintain 20 cars is a feat in itself. So it's obviously good quality racing. We've seen a lot of green flag runs. We've seen a lot of battles with leaders, and tonight was no exception. So I agree with you 100%. You got a great thing going here, and you and Anthony are doing a hell of a job. And I know that your time is very limited to even put this together. So we appreciate it, and appreciate you coming up here and interviewing with me to just give people insight of what's going on behind the scenes
Yeah,
so they
man.
have an understanding.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And the car count in the playoffs is definitely huge, because obviously as the playoffs continue, the races, we get down to only a handful of races, and then people are like, well, I'm not in the playoffs, so I'm not even gonna bother. Like, screw it, I'm not gonna show up. And we really hated that for the last couple seasons we ran. So this year I said screw it, and I kind of put out a little money there. First off, if you don't make it to the final four, fifth place in points still gets money, and then the highest non-playoff driver that finishes in the race gets $5. Every single race throughout the playoffs, somebody wins $5. It's actually been Cody the last literally every race of the playoffs who has gotten the $5, but still, like, that's what it's there for. It's for people to actually have something to race for instead of just, oh, I'm not in the playoffs, I got nothing to go for. So I think we figured we'd throw out a little something something for the drivers to at least race for, and I'm glad to see that the car count is still really, really well. I'm happy. Like 20 to 25 cars is perfect. Like, I think that just makes a really good race. Um, and yeah, I love to see it. It's really cool, especially with only four races remaining. So definitely love to see it, man.
Oh yeah, and then we're going to Bristol next week, and you were just talking about Caution Fest. These guys are really talented, though, and that's another factor I think that goes into the success of this league is just the talent that you guys were able to recruit. Um, from my point of view, man, I wouldn't change a thing. You guys are doing it right, and I, I I'd look forward to Bristol next week for sure.
Yeah, man, me too. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think the viewers really like it. Honestly, I think the first part of the race is gonna be kind of like tonight. I think it's gonna be calm. I think near the end of the stage, it might get a little dicey. Them trying to get people just trying to get them um, last minute points. If there's a caution right before the stage, like, who knows, somebody might gamble and get tires because tires are really important at Bristol, and try to go for a stage win. And on top of that, I believe that at the end of the race, if there is a late caution, as people get, you know, more aggressive because they want every spot they can get, I feel like, there might be a couple more couple more beat and bangs there at the race and a few more cautions, kind of like tonight. So, but hey, it's Bristol, so it's expected. But overall, I just hope it's I think it's gonna be a cool race. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, man. Well, Nick, appreciate your time, dude, and I want to be super thankful for you, Anthony, everybody that does this and puts this together, and we want to thank you for all your time and this interview. If you guys don't know it, 8 p.m. Monday night, that's Eastern time, they'll be live for the second phase of the chase, the elimination round 2 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Nick Gardner and the rest of the field. And you know what? I tell you what, Keith Mayatsu putting on a clinic here tonight. Been really fast all season. Congratulations to him on his win. We take nothing away from him, and we thank you for your time, Nick.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Keith keeps it up. I might have to put a bounty on him.
A little more incentive for one of those non-chase drivers to take him out.
No
Yeah.
kidding. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate your time. So nonetheless, guys, this has been another Drivers Network America broadcast, Dialed In Racing League, race number 13. We're going on to Bristol next week. Hope you can join us 8 p.m. And we will be there, guaranteed, for that second playoff stage. This is Bradley Cooper signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Join us next week. See you then.